Hey, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Ivy, and today I'm going to be doing my February wrap-up and March TBR. It feels like it's been a million years since I've done a video, so I'm sorry about that. Not that you care, you probably didn't even notice, but like, whatever. Anyway, I'm here now, so that's good, and basketball season is winding down, so that should give me more time to focus on videos, and I'm excited. The first book that I read this month was Night Music by Jenn Thorne. So this follows Ruby, and she is part of a family of famous musicians. She's surrounded by her family members, and they're all super talented, and so she devotes her life to piano, and she practices for like hours and hours a day. She auditions to get into this prestigious music school called Amberley, where her father works, and she bombs it. Because of that, she decides that she needs to redefine who she is and figure something else out besides piano. This I could kind of relate to because I play piano, nowhere near as like skilled as she is or like as intense as it is for her, but I do play, and I have had the experience of completely just killing myself on stage in front of people, so I can sort of relate to her. So then Ruby, who is trying to reinvent herself, meets Oscar, and he is in Amberley's summer program because he is an extremely talented composer, and she ends up, kind of liking this dude. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars because I really enjoyed it, and I think it was a really fun and happy read. This comes out on March 19th. Next, we have The Last Voyage of Blythe by Condie. So this is set in a world where most of the humans that the main character Poe knows of live in the outpost, and they're led by this admiral. So it's like a dystopian, and the land has been kind of ravaged, so the outpost is the only place where they are told that they can survive. Poe goes on this voyage on a dredge down one of the rivers to harvest gold from the rivers on the orders from the admiral, and along with her on this voyage is her boyfriend Cal. Cal is killed by raiders, these people who don't live in the outposts and who raid. Poe devotes herself to getting revenge, and to do that she builds this crazy armor for the dredges. The armor like grinds you up if you try to climb onto the dredge, so it's not a pretty thing, but she's very proud of it. Poe ends up on the very last dredge voyage because it's a long story, but she ends up on this voyage with her armor, and then stuff starts happening. So it's really her journey of overcoming what happened with Cal and moving on from her grief and becoming a new person. So I gave this 3.5 out of 5 stars. I thought it was really good and entertaining. It just wasn't my favorite book ever. I felt like the characters could have been a little more solid. Poe was amazing, like as a character she was great, but I felt like the supporting characters could have been a little more fleshed out, and the plot was a little anticlimactic at the end. Like, I wish it would have been explained more. And this one comes out on March 26th. Next, I have The Host by Stephenie Meyer. So I read this book for school, and oh my god, I loved it. This takes place on Earth, but sometime in the future, and aliens have taken over our bodies. There are very few humans left, and one of those humans who is left is named Melanie. She is captured, and then an alien named Wanderer is put into her body. It's told from the perspective of Wanderer, but she's in Melanie's body, and she can see Melanie's memories and feel Melanie's emotions. And so basically Melanie is way more present than she should be. She should not be present at all. Instead, she is talking to Wanderer in her mind, so it's basically 2 minds within one body. So Wanderer doesn't know what to do because this is crazy, and she has to figure out how to deal with this chick up in her head, and Melanie has to figure out how to deal with Wanderer who's up in her head, and it's just crazy, and stuff gets so good. The only complaint I have is it's really long, okay? It didn't need to be this long. It was just really drawn out. Like, I don't know why, but it was, and that's because of that I only gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. The last book that I read in the month of February, I actually finished it on February 28th, and I was very proud of myself. That is If I'm Being Honest by Wibberly and Siegemund-Broka. The main character's name is Cameron Bright, and it's senior year of high school. She is just known for being a jerk, and no one really likes her, kind of, besides her friends. She ends up doing something kind of bad in front of her crush, Andrew. And Andrew is like, no, I'm not gonna date you because you're such a bad person. So Cameron decides that she is going to go on a redemption quest. So she is going to try to make amends with everyone she's ever hurt to impress Andrew and win him back. It's inspired by Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew, which I haven't read, but now I really want to because I want to see what all this was about. But yeah, so Cameron goes on this quest to make amends with people, and then she ends up getting to know Brendan. I really love this one. I give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars because it was really, really good, and I really loved Cameron because she is so complex and and she does cross country, which I do, and it just made me happy. And yeah, I really like this one. And it comes out April 23rd. Okie dokie, so now we're going to get on into the TBR part of the video. First up, we have Hearts Made for Breaking by Jenn Klein. This follows Lark, and she is the queen of breakups. She basically dates a bunch of guys, but never for long, and always convinces them to break up with her for stupid reasons. Like, she'll fabricate some stupid thing about herself and get them to break up with her because it's never real. She's never had a true real relationship with a guy. So her friends decide to dare her to have a genuine relationship with someone and to make it last long, and then for it to end with a real heartbreak. So she's like, okay, sure, yeah, I can do that. She decides to do it with Artie Tate. This comes out on April 30th, and I am pretty excited to read it. So next we have 5 Feet Apart by Rachael Lippincott and contributors Mikki, Daughtry, and Tobias, Iaconis. Sorry if I butchered the names. I'm doing the best I can, I swear. So all I know about this is there's a movie coming out sometime this month. I don't remember exactly when, but it looks good. It's about 2 kids and they have cancer and they can't come within 5 feet of each other, but they're in love or something, and that just sounds like it's really good. So I'm sure I'm gonna cry, but I'm down. Lastly, I want to read this baby finally. It's taking me so long, but this month I think I'm finally gonna read it. Insurgent by Veronica Roth. It's the sequel to Divergent, which I read for school eons ago, and ever since then I'm I need to read the rest of the series, but obviously that hasn't happened yet. Basically, in Divergent, society is divided into 5 factions, I think. The people are sorted into those factions based on their personality. Well, guess what? The main character, Beatrice, doesn't fit into any of those categories, so she's divergent, and the government doesn't like divergent people, so kind of bad. But yeah, this is the sequel to that, and I'm looking forward to reading this and then watching the movies for the series too. So that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you sometime in the future with another video. Bye!